You're listening to the Bantering Bros Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bose fans, it's your boy Brian here to remind you to do all your shopping using the Bantering Bose Amazon page. Shopping on our Amazon page not only helps you support the show, but it doesn't cost you a penny extra. Thanks for listening, and now, let us begin. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Good God. Huh? Woo. Oh, a little loud there. Sorry.
No,
no one else is going to notice that, but you guys will.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you were yelling into my ear.
There go
I
my
didn't
hiccups.
yell. I didn't yell. No, I didn't know. No. Can you hear this?
Loud noises.
I know, Comic-Con's coming to the end. Calm down,
Okay,
Vader.
well,
it's okay.
we have other stuff to banter about tonight.
Oh, yeah.
JR, did you want to kick it off first with yours? No, okay, because I...
I made it here. You almost could not make it here.
All right, here we go. Dateline, Sunday, October 11th, 2015. Decided to go for a little walk in the park this afternoon downtown Baltimore. Park in a place called Canton Waterfront Park. Okay, that's not giving it too much away for you stalkers out there. Now, the problem with that is that I didn't know it at the time, but they were setting up for an event. Okay, and one that I'm not even going to mention the name of the event. Okay, I'm just saying it was for a good cause. Okay, when I came back about 2.5 hours later, my car was pinned in between two other vehicles in the parking lot. I don't know any other way to put it but that. So,
Oh, hell no.
yeah. There's no other way to put it besides that. Just like, yeah. So
You're sitting there and you pull the keys out.
So
and you're just
let me ask you.
this
Before,
is going in one car.
let me ask you, what would you guys do? Because it is a parking zone that says nothing about towing away. That's the purpose of a free parking is. There's no sign. There's no one can really tow you away.
But
so,
there's designated spaces.
there's really
and
there's no lines and spaces either. That's
Okay.
where the pickle becomes even bigger. The pickle. Anyway, so go over to this event that's happening. Try to find somebody. Maybe there's an MC or there's a DJ over there that has them because they clearly have microphones and a stage.
Well, the owner of a damn Prius, move your damn car.
You're not far off. I'll tell you that right now. Saturn, as a matter of fact, and a Toyota Rogue or whatever.
Okay.
So get over there, and first of all, the four dude bros over there that have volunteer shirts on did not know which way their left ball dropped and which way their right ball dropped. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's dude bros everywhere.
They're just like, bro, I don't know what. We really don't do anything here. Be like,
don't
why
talk to
the
us.
frick
Talk to-
are you wearing a volunteer shirt?
Dude, we got like free T-shirts. We got, and they make us
paid
look,
us
make us
this
look
year.
swole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so as I'm losing my temper here, a girl gets up and says the license plates and names of the cars on there. Be like, this gentleman, he's trying to get home. He's not going to be walking today or something like that. Whatever. And just painting a picture of me being the douchebag, the dick, the asshole who's not...
Excuse me, you're blocking my path. Can you please move?
Who's not partaking in this event.
Yeah.
It's clear as day. She didn't say it word for word, but that's how she came across.
Yeah.
Be like, excuse me that I'm trying to get home for work, which is the podcast.
It will be
Whatever.
work one
So
day.
it didn't. No one came to the stage. I see a Baltimore City police officer. God bless his heart. Whatever. He's like, well, what's going on here? I told him what was going on, and he said that there's really nothing he can do because, he said just try calling a towing company, seeing if you see a sign around there. I'm like, all right, yada. Try calling tow companies. Towing companies are, first of all, they are what they are. Mm-hmm. We all know, and I'm not even going to waste my breath on that.
They're only there when they want to be there.
So, I'm sorry, this is an extra long banter, but I got to get this off my chest, okay? So the towing company says that they can't tow without, having a police report or whatever. I'm like, God help me. My mind is about to explode right now.
Dude,
so
Lordy.
Go back to the police officer. He ends up calling in the tow truck. He's like, no luck yet? I was like, no. He's like, okay, he calls the towing company. I wait there for an hour and a half, literally, stuck in here, okay? Finally, the tow truck shows up. I wave him down or whatever. He's like, where's the police officer, man? Be like, I don't know. He's like, well, I can't just tow a car because that's like grand larceny. I'm like, Jesus. So the police officer ends up coming by. They get the car towed, and yada, yada, yada. Everybody has a good day. Except for the guy in the Saturn that can lick my left right now.
Who knows what happened to that Saturn? Maybe it was put back. Who knows?
I can't wait to see the look on that person's face, whoever did it. I'm not saying they had to do with this walking event or whatever. It could have been anybody. But to block a car in where there's somebody already parked in front of them, why, oh, why would you do that? It just...
Because people feel entitled and like, well, it's going to suck for that guy. I got to do something.
Bottom line is, if you block me in a parking lot, I'm going to tow your ass.
The more you know.
I'm a
Cue the music. From the super swanky Bachelor Pad Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, this is the Bantering Bow Show. Bantering Bow Show, featuring Brian Thomas, Brad Beals, and James Revere. And now, here are your hosts, the Bows.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bow Show. I am your host, Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bows, Mr. James Revere.
Never politically correct.
And Mr. Brad Beals.
Oh, he will never be politically correct.
As long as we know him.
Yep.
Anyway, this is the show where we banter about the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, movies, and more. Happy Monday, everyone, and happy Columbus Day.
Yeah, you're all off except for me.
Well, I'm off in more ways than one. Yes.
The laziest excuse to be off for a day. It's Columbus Day.
It's Columbus Day, yeah. I wonder if anybody really knows what Columbus Day really represents, besides a good day to sleep in.
The day of
For some of those videos I've seen on Facebook, I wouldn't want to ask that question in public.
Exactly, yes. But I will ask you guys, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad?
Missing a few layers of skin off my knuckles, but outside of that, not
See
bad.
that. Were you in a
Jesus.
boxing match or something like that? UFC?
Actually, that would be the more entertaining version. No, there's...
Did you punch that old lady cash register at the Walmart parking lot?
Well, yeah, when
Or
you
take out vengeance
How
on the
dare you.
car.
pay for $68 worth of food in quarters, dimes, and nickels, that tends to be a problem. Poor lady, she's got to get by, though. No, my car's in desperate need of repairs in any way I can do to offset the cost.
Yeah.
I'll do it. So,
DIY.
good time.
Gotta do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, lots and lots to get to tonight. You already know what we're going to start with. Well, for any of you who listened last week and the last couple weeks anyway. Yeah, we're going to get started with movie report. No, I'm kidding.
Movies, all right.
No, nobody gives a damn about movies.
The one, the only, New York Comic-Con.
Yes, the New York Comic Con.
You're a goddamn genius.
Thank you, Drill Sergeant.
Yeah, so there's so much to talk about with this. And first of all, I'm just going to say...
Off the bat, this was both Brian and I's first experience there.
Well, I was going to even go... all right, yes, okay.
Yes.
But I'll add a second part to that.
Go to it.
Get over to the Bantering Post Instagram page
Yes.
because god damn it.
Dead ass though.
I am
ass.
going to town.
Bradley,
You are welcome,
bad boy, you.
Talking about bad. Bad to the bone.
First of all, this boy's got game. I'll tell you that right
It's
now.
the Leo DiCaprio meme from Great Gatsby. Hey, Brad, keep that stuff up, son.
Yeah.
I like it.
Let me tell you something about Game Genie. Game Genie, yeah, that Game Genie.
Thank you.
This guy's got more game than in just a video game, okay? Bradley, okay, we're going to kick it off this way instead. I'm sorry, Brad. When Bradley wanted to go to Comic-Con, or when he likes to go to Comic-Cons, he wants to take pictures. And who doesn't, or whatever. He brings his little professional camera there. But
Photography is a hobby of mine.
he
Just
is,
like I do
he
like
is the Peter Parker, without the red suit or whatever. And that's fine. That's great.
Could have done that, but I didn't have a thing
You
in
pretty
time.
much were, but
Yeah,
it's
true.
okay.
Yeah.
Because he did pull a Tobey Maguire. May I take your picture?
No, I didn't do, man, I'm going to take the picture. I go up to the girls and be like,
Yes.
excuse me, may I trouble you for a picture? Just be honest.
He rocks it, man.
He does.
I saw it firsthand.
Thank you, dear. You do a lovely job.
I'm like, oh my God, it's adorable. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Excuse me, you mind? Can I trouble you for just 1 second?
No, he just does the
And they're
nice
just-
little tap.
Oh my God, of course.
And the boyfriends are just like, And there are plenty of boyfriends there, too, with their
There's
girlfriends.
some great couple shots that come out there.
No, I'm saying the boyfriends that are there with the hot girl in the costume or whatever, they're just giving you a look. Even they can't compete with it because they can't turn you down because you're just so...
They're the ones that you just want to kick over the rail and hope you're on the third floor of the convention center. It's like, dude, don't eyeball me. You're with her, and she does this crap. Yep. Shut your mouth.
So the first
Not only that, it's like, you should be thankful. It's like, yeah, that's right. I got her.
So he just goes up and he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am. My name's Bradley Beals. I got a camera, and I'd love to take a snapshot of you."
Dude,
wow, that's not creepy at all.
Dude, I think she's Spanish. Hola, señorita. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien. Oh, y tú?
Oh, all right. So I had to get that off my chest.
Lord.
Yes, he, Bradley's quite the charmer, and so
I'm good with nerds, I guess. What can I say?
Hola, me llamo Vecina de la Muerta.
So we can even start there, Bradley.
There was a lot of Deadpools.
There was a lot of Deadpools. All right.
No surprise.
New York Comic Con. Is it safe to say it's the second biggest Comic Con in the United States,
I
maybe?
would say to be the second one because you got San Diego being the front runner and the prime one.
Right.
New York, I would say, would be the next one up from that.
Probably.
Because, New York, let's be honest, everything goes on
we
there.
went on a Thursday.
It's close enough for all the Canadians to make it.
Oh, dear Lord.
So we went on a Thursday. We took a bus trip, one-day trip up there, and we got there, and look, another thing about this Comic-Con is it was very well organized.
Mm-hmm.
No problems getting in. Unless you have a actual gun or a knife on you, you have no problem getting past security. They're very lenient.
They do check.
Well,
they have a person off on the side, trust me.
Okay, well,
but you didn't have any of those props on you.
No, everybody was very friendly. Everybody was very, understanding.
Cordial.
Yeah, cordial. There you go. We got in there, and some guy had to wear his Batman costume there and so forth. There too.
Off the bat.
Off the bat.
Somebody had to.
I see what he did there.
No, somebody had to get in costume as we got there.
Well, he didn't want to wear the Batman costume up there,
Of course, yeah.
I mean, because it was his first time, he did have a clean slate.
Inside joke.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There were plenty of Catwomen up there, too.
Yeah, there were, true.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got up there, and first costume we see is a Batman Arkham.
Yeah, as you walk in the door, we're like, Batman Arkham, right there. All right, kicking your ass.
You're like, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm out.
You can't compete.
I'm out. Yeah. Let's just go right into the costumes overall, though, Bradley. Some of the best costumes we saw there, and we were talking about it before. I mean, JR, we tried to send you as many pics as we could at the time, though, too.
To be honest, let me just give you a comparison of photos I took. Let's see. Baltimore Comic-Con was about 173
I'm
when I
going
finished.
for at least 380 for this one.
This year,
Familiar with the term swing away? Phrase swing away?
317 when I upload my picture. So, yeah. I took a lot. And, of course, not all of them I can use, but still, that shows how much I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot of good shots.
Yeah. No, I mean, we actually did the same thing that you and Bradley did when we went up there. It's just like, we're not even worried about the panels. We're not worried about getting signatures. We just want to walk around and soak it up because we had from noon.
We got there
we had noon till 8 o'clock
12,
at night.
Yeah, till 8 o'clock.
We
basically.
spent 7.5 hours in there walking around with what maybe one little break to get a soda.
Exactly.
And that was it.
To get something to drink and then eat a power bar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially,
yeah.
yeah.
I think we didn't eat until probably about 6:30,
before we got
7
on the
o'clock.
Yeah, before we got on the bus, just
Yeah.
grab something from the street vendor. So
Damn.
The venue, the Jarvis Center, is huge.
It's huge. That thing is designed especially
Yeah.
for that. So you have, of course, like your 3 floors. You come onto the second floor. Walk around, you got the food court off to the side. You can go up into the vendor section, which took over like the majority of it.
Right.
Panels and all upstairs and downstairs, along with the other things.
Right.
And then off on the side, which I find to be the troubling part, was the artist row.
The artist row was kind of hidden
Secluded.
in there, too.
That's the only thing that I was kind of ticked off. Was not really happy with, and kind of liked Baltimore better because it was all contained right there. So the artist row was off there. And of course, we got that last, unfortunately.
Right.
So.
Well, because if we didn't act like if we weren't about to leave, we didn't see that sign. You started walking over towards that, then we probably wouldn't have found it. So, and it is what it is. The panels and everything else were more kind of in a different, separate spot. They had like panel interviews kind of around there, like where they're like doing their advertising and whatever else for the new shows that are there.
Exactly.
Somehow, I mean, I know Sean Bean was there, Elijah Dushku was there that same day also.
The entire cast of Banshee was there, so doing a panel there.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
I
didn't know.
thing-
I didn't
I didn't
figure
know.
out what band she is.
I don't watch the show. I have a friend that tells me about it.
Make sure you watch that show.
Violent is all hell and gory from the one fight scene I saw. So yeah.
Violent, gory, lot of boobs.
Okay. Well,
Hey.
is it on HBO or is it
Cinemax.
Cinemax. That's what I
Oh
thought,
my
yeah.
God.
That's why.
I mean, point blank, a con artist thief goes into town, poses as the town sheriff, and tries to take down an Amish drug lord. You can't make that crap up, but it's amazing.
Yeah, so we missed the whole cast set. But
Yeah, sorry.
that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. We you know how you like what's the phrase double back almost?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we did.
You
I mean,
start one thing,
yeah.
you do your one route, you get the quick look around, and you're like, all right, now head back and see
Yeah.
everything else. So, but-
Exactly. And I mean, we spent just a good 3 hours, or our buddy spent 3 hours in the bat suit or whatever
Yeah, he
before
did.
he was completely soaked in his face
Our one,
and drowned in the sweat.
Brian Thomas decides to go, and was this your first cosplay, shall we say? Like, just do it.
Yeah, it was.
It was
Actually,
your first cosplay. This guy, on his first time, still had game, at least. You wouldn't believe how many people still came up to him and were like, dude, sweet Batman costume, can I get a picture? And I come up to him. He even had one professional photographer come up to him, approach him, give him a business card.
Can I get myself a thing?
Yep.
Okay.
He got
So
that good.
We there was jokers that were taking the picture of strangling
Favorite
me and stuff.
picture, him and Joker.
Yeah.
Which one?
There's like five of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was that was a cool one. All right, starting off with some of the jokers there. There was a Heath Ledger lookalike, but probably about
Straight up.
6'5" Joker there with a Harley Quinn. This guy,
Well, the Harley Quinn was like a random that just came out.
it was a little
perfect
Asian Harley Quinn, but she looked like the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn.
Oh,
Suicide
she did
Squad. She did.
perfect.
She's probably the best one there. Harley Quinns that we saw anyway, though too.
I'm showing the James the picture right now. That was
Yeah,
posted on
take a look
Instagram.
at that, and it's on our
He
Instagram
is
page.
spot on too.
Yeah,
The dude's
exactly.
name is.
and that's a whoa if you couldn't hear that.
What the
Whoa. Wait, I'm sorry. What was that, Keanu?
Yeah.
The guy's name, hold on, for those who are wondering, that guy, his name is actually Bill Christopher and Creaney at Facebook.com. Yeah, his
Yeah.
Heath Ledger is.
It was spot on. I mean, there was all different kinds of interpretations of the Joker here.
Yeah.
We saw maybe 2-3 different Batmans. I mean, I was the only one that was Christian Bale Batman. No, it's not true. Sorry, I take that back. There was a guy that was a Batman Begins before Bruce Wayne turned into the full Batman costume. So he
Oh,
had the
yeah.
whole like Kevlar suit or whatever, and he had a staple gun. He had the black
the
black mask.
Bacalov face mask, basically.
Yeah,
They didn't
and-
have the cowl. So.
And he had like the I guess what would you call it? Like backpack kind of snaps or whatever.
I guess like the buckles. Like,
Yeah, the
if you do,
buckles.
like a vest
Yeah.
buckles.
And you know, it was perfect. That was
Yeah.
the one that just nailed it. That was the last one we saw, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. We started
right
with
before
Batman.
we saw Blade outside.
Blade. If you saw that interpretation of Blade, and hopefully we'll be posting this. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot of pictures that you have to see to believe. This might have been Wesley Snipes. I don't know, or his nephew. I have no
It's
idea.
So close.
This guy was Blade, but he also had something like an MP3 or a boost on there. He was playing the soundtrack to the first Blade.
Yes, he was.
And it was he's standing out there in the parking lot of Comic-Con in New York, and his timing was perfect.
He's just like, that is amazing. It is night. He's blaring the music to it.
Yes.
It looks amazing.
If you're listening right now, sir, I gave you the business card. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Brad. Let's go over this real quick off the top of your head. Some of the stuff that stood out for you, not just the costumes, but what you saw of Comic-Con, and you can compare it to Baltimore or whatever.
Especially a
There
lot.
is no comparison.
Yeah, well, I mean, Baltimore is the lower scale one, of course, but this one you have a lot more of the bigger names that come out there. You do a lot of the video game, of course, people come out there as well. I saw that.
Yeah.
Panels for the movie people were there too.
The Jurassic World Raptor.
Jurassic
I want to
World
get to
Raptor
this. Yes.
was probably because that was the big promo event because like, hey, buy the DVD and the HD. Of course, that whole thing was a puppet basically, like that some dude in a puppet costume.
Was it?
That had to be.
Was that an animatronic or was that real?
I think that was a dude. In
I
in
thought
a
it was
suit.
a robot for a minute too.
No, that was a dude in a suit.
All right, describe it for everybody, please.
It was basically
It was a raptor.
It was a raptor. It was a velociraptor in there, just sitting right out front with this huge crowd around him, and he's just going like reaching into the crowd, like doing his roar thing, and just doing this live scale, raptor just right there alone.
Yeah.
And the sound, the music is perfect to it. Like,
He would like go out. There's like it was like how
it was a little perch. There was a little perch set up just for him.
People circled around him and so forth, and this thing would just come out and just act like it was going to bite you. Almost,
exactly. Kind of sniff you around. Yeah, it's freaky. Like whoever did that, like set it up perfectly. If I can find a picture for that. Of course, that's under the arches that they had, of course, for that.
Yeah, they had the Jurassic World with the flames, fake flames, and stuff like that too.
You also had, of course, all your artist row, especially going along there as well.
Yeah.
All the comics that you had right there, your figurines they had there. It was nicely sectioned out that you could tell. Like, here's the figurine section, there's the comic section, there's the anime section.
Bradley, it was so funny. He's like, we're going in the anime, man. I was like, why don't you want to go in the anime? He's like, Brian, have you seen the pillows?
Have you seen the body pillows? Look at them. Yeah, there's a reason why there's Post-it notes on them.
I didn't get it. I don't know.
There's both. Yeah,
I get it.
Okay, maybe other people
Post-it notes to cover up the naughty bits.
So and I mean, just
the DeLorean that was in the showroom floor.
Yes, there was a DeLorean and a guy dressed as Doc Brown down
and
there
also Marty McFly too that were there.
Nice.
If you see the detail that they put into this DeLorean, they had the Pepsi free in there. They had a hoverboard in there too.
Yep. Yes, they were.
Tons of people dressed as Marty McFly. I didn't even think it was going to be that big,
but because well, they're looking at it, they're like, okay, it's been how many years? It's the whatever anniversary,
and we know what's coming up
too.
Yeah, did we talk about how they're going to do the Pepsi free thing on October 21st?
$20 a bottle.
Yeah,
well, they were showcasing that at
people have gotten that bottle there too for the Pepsi free. There's a Marty McFly who he did it really good. Bradley got a picture of him. Was carrying the hoverboard and had a Pepsi free the whole time.
Sorry, I'm trying to find these photos, but I have to sort through so many.
Sorry. Want to talk about just the different costumes, of course. That's what gets everybody every time. I mean, tons of Jokers out there, tons of Deadpools.
Batman, Superman.
Batman, there really wasn't.
No, I mean the Batman universe, shall we say.
Okay, DC Comics
DC Comics, they definitely took over that whole event.
If it wasn't Wars for as well. Deadpool, then DC would have owned this.
Marvel, a little bit more. Fanboy. Let's see. I'm going down of DC things you can also do. There was also Green Arrows.
Yes,
Green Arrows too.
We found out. Bradley found out something about me that day.
Yeah, I did.
He found out that I'm kind of obsessed with Arrow, and I'll show you why.
Dear Lord, he is obsessed.
We know that.
Yeah, we had to track down. Brian is holding up a figurine for Arrow. Which one of Green Arrow?
This is of actually Green Arrow. This is from the CW series. Okay, this is a DC collectible. I don't know what got into me. It's as soon as we saw somebody dressed up as Stephen Amell, Arrow, it just hit me. It's like, I know that one thing we said last year. I was after the Dark Knight. I'm sorry. Yeah, which one was it, Bradley? The Dark Knight Returns comic.
Yes.
Okay. This was my MacGuffin this time.
Yeah,
okay? This became the MacGuffin of the day to find a stupid little $35 Arrow action figure. No, I'm not getting the one with the guy with the shirt off. Okay? Because I'm not into that. All right.
No, he searched for the full costume of Green Arrow one, basically.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the last guy that we found that actually happened to be from Baltimore, of all places, which was even better. James, this guy had a Ray Rice action figure. Why it wasn't marked down, I have no idea. Okay,
did it come with official backhand action?
Oh Lordy, yeah.
So other stuff, Bradley got some pretty cool Deadpool comics there.
There were a ton of Deadpools, and each one of them had their own little flair to it. We did find one sombrero Deadpool. Unfortunately, he wasn't like in full costume, but I don't care.
He had the chimichangas on his side though too.
There were like two Deadpools. One of them paired up with the Death. The other one was killing the other Deadpool as well.
Yeah,
a couple paired couples were Deadpool and Lady Deadpool as well.
We saw a really
good Carnage. We saw especially there.
Carnage was great.
Video game references, really great Hotline Miami characters there as well who were doing it. You didn't get the reference, but I did.
No.
Good. A lot of Dragon Ball Z references I was seeing there as well.
The Pokemon. There was a
good Pokemon. There was a good couple of Pokemon where they did Ash Ketchum and Misty as well.
Indiana Jones.
We saw
that
him.
That was really good.
That was good.
And there was a really good Jurassic Park there. I never know the name of the guy, but we saw him at the very beginning, and then we ended up getting a picture of him. You know what the guy says?
The clever girl. That dude.
Robert Muldoon.
Thank you.
Yep.
He did an amazing one of him.
Yeah,
especially.
It was really good.
I'll be posting that at some point.
Yeah, and being hunted from the woods straight ahead.
Yeah.
And he hadn't even been to one before. This is his first time.
One.
He nailed it. It was perfect.
There was a Conan the Barbarian.
And yes, those are real. We're talking about that six-pack there.
I loved it. It was on You're welcome, ladies.
Yeah.
especially at the vendors, there was a dude in a Ninja Turtles rubber suit from the movie. He was
the real Ninja Turtles movie.
One, yes.
This was Michelangelo, and oh man,
not your bastard child, Michael Bay.
Even the Mad Hatter that looked like the Johnny Depp Mad Hatter.
Yeah, he did the Johnny Depp Mad Hatter.
There was a really good one there. He was at like one of those booths as well too. He stood up like the whole time.
I think he actually was at a hat store apparently. So
I think it was the actual Mad Hatter. Yeah. A good interpretation of Logan from Wolverine Logan.
He did Old Man Logan, I think.
I think he was kind of Old Man Logan, but he didn't just have like the blades that just kind of strap over top of the hand.
No. Oh, I know what you're talking about. He did the Hugh Jackman Marvel one. That one. Yeah. He did really good.
And he just had something that he was holding in here, so it looked like they were really coming out of his hand. Amazing.
Yeah. And of course he was doing for another vendor thing too, but that one was amazing.
Bradley,
scrolling through.
JR had a special request that no one on the shoot, none of the listeners knew about. So JR, tell us about this young lady.
Jessica Nagiri. She is
please.
A Canuck from the Great White North, and she makes her money and her living travel to every single con you can think of around the world doing cosplay, all made by herself, and has made quite the following.
Mm-hmm. I'd say the least, yeah.
So right now she is a promotional model right now because of getting so big.
Oh, yeah.
And at a request by not only Mr. James Revere.
I'm sorry, I knew she was going to be there.
I also had another request by someone else on Steam as well to find her.
I didn't know about that one at the time.
So I had 2 requests to go find Jessica, and of course, if you check her Instagram or Facebook pages as well.
You guys are going to New York. She's like, "Hey guys, I'm going to be in New York, so come see me at the so-and-so booth." I'm like,
doing a promotional event.
Damn it, I'm not going to be there.
James's exact message: if you guys could get a pic of her while you're in NYC, I'd be forever in your debt. Send the link to Jessica Nagiri.
I said, I'm driving next Thursday.
So we made it our mission to first find out the booth number, find the booth.
2100. I remember that.
2100. It was like 2134 or something like that. Went straight to it.
Passed it like 5 times.
Oh yeah, there she is right there. And then we did the loop around because we're like, all right.
Do we want to pay?
Do I want to pay or something? So I'm like, screw it.
I wasn't going to go up to her in her Batman costume. That's ridiculous.
No, she would have loved to play it. I mean, the thing about...
Can I get a picture with you?
Here, Jessica is a huge dork and is hilarious. If you see some of the other pictures with cosplayers...
Her fans literally just send her random pictures, stuffed animals of different like Japanese anime and comic book characters, and huge bags of Swedish fish.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
She is a huge dork, and if you see the pictures, when she just plays along with them in the pictures, like... She had one character that was dressed up as someone from League of Legends with this huge gun. She grabbed one of the dudes that was working there, had him bent down like he was a gun. She was using him, pointing back at the other girl.
She seemed really sweet. You're the one who actually went up and met her and got the signature.
I'm standing up. Yeah, I got the picture because I'm the one who went up, got a signed picture. It was her with Moxie.
116 likes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, when she was doing her World of Warcraft WoW cosplay.
Yeah.
Even chatted up with her boyfriend that's on the side there, who's also a huge dork as well. But I'm actually found out. I did not know that dude is actually from Northern Virginia, which I found hilarious. Okay. So he's from the DMV.
He's from here. She's from here. It doesn't add up.
Oh, no.
A couple other things I wanted to mention before I forget. One guy I did
Brian's quest to go look for.
I was on a quest to find this guy. I listened to him. He's on Collider Movie Talk. Okay, and his name is John Schnepp, and he did this really interesting documentary. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
This isn't about a Hungarian ice cream truck driver in Cleveland.
No, we're good.
No,
we're good.
Okay,
we're good. No.
Maybe the next Metalocalypse.
No. So he did a documentary on. Did you ever hear, JR, about when Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman? Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay,
it came up as like an internet meme.
It was called. It was supposed to be called Superman Lives, and Tim Burton was going to direct this. It was all set to go and so forth. They had the costume, they had everything, and then it just ended up. It just didn't work out or whatever.
Yeah, it just failed.
So the name of this, and I implore everybody to go check this out. He's an indie director, but he's a really big nerd kind of geeky guy. He knows his stuff or whatever. It's called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. He does interviews on here with director Tim Burton. He shows you what the actual Batman suit was going to look like. He did an interview with Kevin Smith on this as well too. He signed it, took a picture with me, as Batman of all
he
things
did,
or whatever,
which is
pretty cool.
amazing. I'm gonna get that up on our Instagram page.
Yeah,
because I'm wondering because I don't know what you're posting as well. So
I haven't posted yet, but no,
Fantastic.
we'll post
Am
it.
I wrong for saying I'm actually glad this movie didn't take place?
Yeah, but it's really
Nicolas
interesting, though,
Cage
as
and Tim
for-
Burton together.
well,
Kinda
we already
just wanna
saw
punch
what he could
babies.
do with characters.
Yeah. Well, we know that. I mean, Nicolas Cage's Superman. I can't get in my head to begin with.
It'll be the most Looney Tunes Superman you've already
Tim
already
Burton-
seen.
Come on, I just need it.
But Tim Burton directing a Superman movie, I would be very interested to see his
he did
interpretation.
Batman, so
He did great with Batman. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about older Tim Burton, not
not now,
not Johnny Depp Tim Burton. No,
Show Lord.
So, I would recommend that everybody goes to his website. We'll try to find a post on the show and support him also too. Did you want to get something, Bradley?
You keep going with yours right now.
Okay, no, it's okay. We're recording. Don't worry. We before we get to Archery Road, as we were leaving the main part there, I happened to run into a license plate.
Yeah, he did. It
says night on it, and for anybody who's ever seen this license
California,
plate, California, and it says KNIGTH. Yeah, and we're talking Knight Rider. Oh my god!
I literally nerdgasm.
I literally had a nerdgasm, and it was 2 for 15.
Shut up and take my money.
Basically,
so I also got the Back to the Future, Back in Time, 2015 license plate as well, just because. Can't put any of these in my car because it's Maryland, and we know what Maryland does. They don't give a damn.
They don't care
follow
about
the same path as your bike.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, as we got down to Archery Road, and we'll talk more about this too. Don't worry. Yeah. Bradley sees a picture of something, and I don't even know what you saw a picture of.
I think it was this guy's poster work. It was an army girl holding up
sold me. Because we know what kind
holding
that
up like
is.
a giant sniper rifle or an LMG, and she's just kissing it. Of course, it's her in a bikini, but the art style is very close to the style of easiest thing I can think of is the Gorillas. If you look on the album cover like that, it's in that sort of style, that very graphic, bold style. And right from there was also something else on his table they were showcasing that lured Brian's attention.
Yes. Get up to the table. I'm half paying attention, and then all of a sudden, Miami Vice Remix Comics.
Hells yes.
I started reading this today. I'm about halfway through the first one. This is Miami Vice on crack. That's what this is, literally. It is insane. So the guy was telling us, I think his name was Joe Casey, or was it Jim Mahfood, I think it was. One of the guys who wrote all these comics. It's just a five
series.
Yeah, five set comic book series anyway. He signed it. Really nice guy. We'll make sure we post on the Instagram as well, too. So NBC decided to do something even with the Knight Rider, A-Team, and so forth.
All of its 80s properties.
Yeah.
They wanted to redo them.
So they made it like a cartoon, and they decided to do the comic book route to it, too. But they said they wanted these guys to improvise it in a way, though, too. Same characters. You still have Sonny Crockett. You have Ricardo Tubbs in there. You have Costello. You have the Ferrari in there as well, too. You have, stuff that a Miami Vice fan would know in there too, about bad guys and so forth, though, too. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I'm probably going to reread it over and over again, though, too.
Art style alone, from his look of it as well, it's got that nice graphic, bold style as well.
And you can tell they know the stories as well, too. Yeah, and it's awesome. Yeah, that's my
so
that's
that's
my
his
nerd rant
little
there.
nerd rant right there,
Yeah.
especially. So of stuff that you bought, I think
pour some ice cubes on here.
little things that I bought as well. I did, of course, I rated a couple of the free booths, shall we say, too.
Yes, he did.
Hey, Archie versus Predator. I'm just saying.
I didn't even know he got that.
Nice.
When you're going through free booths, you're like, oh, Dark Horse Comics, what do you got here? Oh, that's nice. Oh, thanks for the thing. I'll get this. And I come home and go, Archie versus Predator? Hells yeah!
I saw that.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Move over, Betty.
Really?
But one dude, especially out there, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's Hutchinson. I think is his last name. Met this guy back at Baltimore Comic-Con a year prior. Coming out with this comic book called Critters. It is it's an origin story about this girl just learning about her superpowers and just figuring out how they're used. Gets introduced to a league of superheroes as well, and just brought into the group. But it's her trying to figure out what she's capable of and how far she can go with her powers. And it's actually really quite interesting. Of course, it's got a lot of cat puns in it as well because she's technically it's got cat powers, but still really
with the power
nice guy.
to push half full glasses off of tables.
No, art style is very vibrant and colorful too. It's still really nice, and I felt like going back because I'm like, dude, I met you before. You're really cool. You know what? I'm gonna try and do stuff, and he gave me a great deal on all the it was like 4-book series, kind of and all signed. Can't go wrong with that.
It's something
especially.
about going to an actual Comic-Con, and sure, you can buy comic books at a comic store, and we definitely recommend that too. But to meet the guy who's behind it,
especially if it's like an indie guy, especially he's like, you know what, this is my project that I wanted to do stuff similar to when we were at Baltimore and we met the Neil Cohen. That's his name. Neil Cohen made his book straight up, just nice guy, great product. Just be like, here, this is what I did. Try it out. Here's my sales pitch.
Support
Amazing.
the indie guys because they're what makes this possible. Sure, we love DC, we love Marvel, but
hey,
I mean,
I also went on a mission to find 2 things as well from regular
Here
vendors.
it comes. Yep.
2 Deadpool things I wanted to get. Number 1 of the first issue of Deadpool vs. Thanos. Went look for that.
Oh yeah.
And also went out for Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked out for those
ones.
too.
We found comics there that we didn't even know existed. One of the coolest ones that we found was Lando.
An entire comic series. I cannot believe we did not realize that they have this.
I don't know why we didn't buy that. I think we were out of money by then, though, too. We just
True. And they have out there right now a comic book series dedicated to just Lando himself from Star Wars.
Good stuff.
Those covers, the variant ones, are amazing.
Yeah, just some things you just won't find, but at a Comic-Con.
Exactly.
You know,
It's like Shaft, except sci-fi.
Exactly. That's I would assume.
So, otherwise, though, I mean, we spent 7.5 hours in there just walking back and forth. We
go around the booths. We saw, they had the R2D2 that was rolling around the showroom floor.
Yeah.
Just, you become a cha when you walk right up to that as well.
Those little Ewok. Ewok guys.
No, not Ewok. They were wearing Wookiee. There were these 3 dudes running around.
Not big guys either.
Yeah, they're like bro dudes, like big dudes, rolling around in like onesie Wookiee outfits, and we're just walk up see the R2D2, and these 3 dudes come out where be like,
they
oh
jumped.
dude, get a picture, son, get this, and they just like made it right there. They made the scene like there. And made it even magical, and then they just disappeared into the con.
They were gone. It's like, ninja, vanish!
Seriously!
And some of those things, but there was something that...
Yes.
Yeah, and Bradley, I'm going to give you the tempo on this. We saw something there.
Even
the JR... It happened so fast, you wouldn't see it coming a mile away.
Unless you saw it. There was a Jimmy Buffett, Jurassic World, dude run away with the margaritas.
Yeah.
As we were walking up by the Jurassic World arches, and we see this man just booking it straight towards us. Like, what the hell? And you see the 2 margaritas, and he runs by. We're like, yes! And then that moment hits you. Crap, I didn't have my camera. Twice! That has happened twice to me now.
No! He has officially become our Moby Dick.
Yeah, he is. This guy, he just
hauling ass with those margaritas.
And he's right there in the center, the front doors of Comic-Con.
So perfect.
Yes.
Oh, those little moments.
Welcome to Comic-Con, I'm out of here.
Didn't even say anything. He just walked by you.
Just went, and that
He's like pulling flash moves there almost, too.
He owned that set.
And Bradley, became Bradley's MacGuffin by the end of the day.
It was.
I am so sorry I didn't get that picture.
I'm like, I didn't get the margarita, dude.
I was like, enjoy the moment because it's not going to happen again. Don't worry.
I just saw that, and my eyes just lit up. The same way Brian did when he saw R2D2. He's like,
yeah.
He's followed us here.
Yeah.
Brian, there he is.
Yeah.
It's him.
Damn, I didn't take the lens cap off.
Damn. Oh, no, it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't have it turned on, because some things you gotta get in focus and stuff. I'm surprised I got that Joker that walked by, the new 52 Joker with the skin paint. Because he came right up my camera to get a picture, which looks amazing. But I was so worried it wasn't going to focus. I do have to admit, the red carpeting they had down in that thing really messed with a lot of my pictures, because that red reflected off of everybody. So
yeah, you got some other there was some. I mean, we thought there was going to be more Star Wars people dressed up as Star Wars, and there was, but they put interesting spins on it. Jr. There were stormtroopers dressed in suits, which I think
just
was
did suit
ingenious.
up
Reservoir Dogs.
They did, yeah. That, or they did Pulp Fiction, What they did for Boba Fett, or excuse me, that was actually Jango Fett, and Darth Vader one. They did for that.
Oh, you said Darth Vader, right?
Yes.
What does he sound like?
Shots fired.
I found your lack of faith disturbing.
Shots fired.
To reiterate, before the show, I told these guys I got called out on that last week by someone else's game. Yeah. Thanks, Dubs.
That's what he sounds like.
Thanks, buddy.
Right? Follow him on Steam, everybody.
Just going for those cheap shots. Pot shots right there. You know.
Yep. All right.
A little to the left. You might hit the other nut, dude.
That's why I stay quiet.
Oh man. Anyway, though, wrapping it up here, it was
incredible for
all right.
what it was.
Yeah, would you go back?
I would go back.
Okay. On a Thursday.
Oh, it was the off day. Let's be honest. We're looking back through the other screenshots on Instagram. We're just like, oh man, we missed that.
Yeah.
But I'll go back. We can't. I mean, Thursdays are fine for me. Whatever day we can make it.
All three of us going up next time.
I mean,
we'll stay overnight if we have to.
If we have the overnight is probably the best way to do it because then you don't have to worry about the travel again. We did the one day, literally 7:30 in the morning, bus out of there.
Day started at 5:30, buddy.
Day started at 5:30
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Did not end until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Might as well pulled an all-nighter, JR, because that's pretty much what I did. It just
and I had early morning work too right after it. So
God bless him,
soldier.
Okay.
Actually, though, while we're on it, I kind of read something that I thought was interesting. There is a extremely brutal Batman vs. Joker series that gets kind of a lot of scrutiny. Could be very. It's like Code. There's one like Code Black or something. The name escapes me, but they're looking to make it an animated movie and could actually
the Killing
be
Joke rated R.
Oh, that's what the Killing Joke rated R. They're doing that.
We were talking about that before the show. Yeah, that's this man's department.
They're doing an interpretation of the Killing Joke. It's actually being called something else, if I'm not mistaken. And they're already the company itself who's trying to make it is already saying we're going to make this rated R, and they're straight off the bat going with that, which. I give them all full credit. I say go for it. You know,
especially an animated rated R movie?
An animated version of it too, and it's the Killing Joke, which is dark, especially because that goes into some dark territory.
I was reading that Joker almost comes off like a sadist on that one.
Well, what he does, Barbara Gordon, in that especially, and there's different interpretations at the end. There's different interpretations at the end of whether or not the Joker. Some people are like, did he die? I don't know. Did he or did he not? So Batman even shows some difference. Yeah. So
I have to read that.
You want me? I got my hardbound copy if you want to.
I might check that out myself. I was like, rated R.
I have the Killing Joke at home if you ever want to read it. So just let me know.
I would like to.
It's like $10 on Amazon right now.
Let's do the library edition.
Can
I check that out? I'd like to borrow that.
I got that. I got Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, the Frank Miller's one.
Yeah.
So you can use that.
Well, I still have my Batman.
I also have Hush too. I know you'll like that as well if you want to do that.
Well, after I finish my Vice comics, then remix, then you guys can borrow that. Don't worry.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
So wrapping up for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Go back.
And then, definitely go back. Go back. I wouldn't go on a Thursday. I mean, on a Saturday. I couldn't go on a Saturday.
Probably couldn't.
And the only reason for that is
I wouldn't
just because
do anything in New York on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Just because it would be too packed. I mean, even Bradley was saying it was packed. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like.
Looking at Baltimore, that's small scale. The one we went on the Saturday, and that was pretty decently packed. This is like 10 times that when you're trying to move around, essentially. Well,
it's like going to an Oriole game, walking around there.
Yeah, essentially. Like there are some places where it's like you cannot
Not in September.
I mean, thankfully there were some like owls. It's like there's a reason why they have to be evenly spaced, far enough apart because people can move. So
right.
Yeah.
But definitely go back. All three of us will go back. We'll do an overnight trip next year. We'll plan ahead.
I just thought that was cool enough. Y'all's passes had Maggie Cohen off Walking Dead on there. I was just, that's cool.
You can have it if you want.
They all had a different Walking Dead theme to them as well. So that was what they were going with.
Yeah. But in the meantime, though, what while others were at Comic-Con, others were spending the rest of the weekend playing something else.
Yeah.
And I haven't yet because I was stuck in a goddamn parking lot.
Of all things.
Huh?
Of all things you could be missing.
Of all the things he missed, that's not one I thought he would miss.
Yes.
Of course. I'm sorry. I was at a Ricky Martin concert because,
He's at a Ricky Martin concert.
I said a Ricky Martin concert. Yeah, I'm not lying about that.
Oh,
dude, I'm sorry.
Lord.
The brownie points you earned for that one are probably 9,000. Oh, my God. His power level's over 9,000.
Not 9,000! Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's more like 69,000.
That's me.
His power levels are over 1,006? Really? Yeah, go for him. Oh, wait, I had the scanner upside down. It's over 9,000.
That's me at the concert just because I couldn't come home and play my game. But
oh, dear. So
anyway, though.
Yes, the open beta for Star Wars Battlefront came out.
Yeah. How about that?
Oh, boy. I'll tell you right now, I had fun playing it because it's Star Wars. I got to be on Hoth and shoot up stormtroopers.
The biggest question I've always asked, and I asked this online to the Instagram community, what is the accuracy like of a stormtrooper?
I can actually hit something. You can actually hit something.
Right.
George Lucas had no hand in the making of this game.
I
said it's the J.J. Abrams First Order stormtroopers, so don't worry.
Oh, they must have recruited some new ones because especially this. You only had limited amounts you could play with. You could play 3 different modes: the drop pod, which is basically like a capture and defend; the big one, which was the Hoth attack, which is similar to Battlefield's rush mode, where it has like multiple steps along, but you're basically trying to, as a rebel, stop the AT-AT walkers from making it to the power generator,
which they will anyway.
Yeah, there's some serious balancing issues.
It's just part of how
the beta how it starts out. So you have that, and then there is the wave-based survival where you crash land on Tatooine and try to survive yourself against waves of different Imperial stormtroopers.
I was going to say sand.
No, but you hear him in the background. The same. You do hear him. It would have been interesting if they were like neutrals and just suddenly randomly. Yeah.
Well, the funny part was I'd actually fallen off one map trying to run away from the ATST on survival.
Yeah.
And you just see killed by sand people. I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah. If you fall off the map, it has that. It would be interesting if they were wandering around the map, but I guess for low balancing maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's such an annoying sound.
But especially with
happy when Anakin.
I just wanted to hear
it. Yeah.
I was just dying to hear Houdini.
I wish they were.
So
there too.
what are? I mean, from what you saw, how would you rate it right now?
Ooh, I can't really give a rating. I'm afraid to say. I can't.
Okay.
It's. Is this something to look into down the line? Yes, I'm going to say that something to be looking into starting out.
For those of us that have
gameplay, I would say right now for a first-person shooter, this is a more arcadey first-person shooter in comparison to Battlefield. That's a little bit more, in depth and a little bit more cooperative teamwork. Don't get me wrong, there is teamwork needed when it comes to the Hoth and the that part as well. But it's one of those games where it's like you can just get in, pick up and go, especially with all the weapons. There's no ammo. It's all cooldown base. So if you can manage cooldowns with the blasters
they did
and all,
that in Shadows of the Empire too.
Well, there were some
things
idea. That charges. Yeah.
You have to, if you shoot it too fast, it has to.
Which is hilarious.
Again.
I told a person who was trying to take down an ATST walker. It's like, man, what do I have to do? Do like you do in Shadows of the Empire. Run under its legs and shoot up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's exactly what I did the first go-round.
Exactly. Yep. So that's how you deal with them. But yeah, it's very arcade. You do have a little bit of a loadout system in there, which you get these cards you can do. But loadouts are like, okay, now you got a thermal detonator, you can get a jetpack, or you get the recycler rifle, which is just a sniper rifle, cooldown, one shot, but a cooldown.
That was OP as...
If it's one hit kill with a headshot, anywhere on the body, I think it knocks you down 90% of your health, and you switch to your weapon, you just one hit. So thermal detonator, it's hit or miss on that. The jetpack is the only way to get around the level because it's like, oh, I need to be over there. Done.
Wow.
So,
is this like the advanced Call of Duty jetpacks?
It's almost like that. But it jets you like straight across the map. I mean,
it wasn't
like
with the
like a Fat Man kind of jetpack.
Yeah, it's a Fat Man jetpack.
Okay.
It is
kind of, and then
no, Call of Duty was just like this is like over.
Okay.
Superman jump.
There was somebody that you got to play in there.
Yes,
over here, and
there were power-ups around the map that you could get.
I got to play as Darth Vader, and I got so cool.
I got to play as Darth Vader too.
Because I didn't know that was even a possibility, but I'm sitting there.
They teased it in the trailers.
They teased it that there is a hero picking up.
I'm trying to snipe downwind or something. All of a sudden, you have been killed by Luke Skywalker. When the hell did he get here?
So they did showcase in the beta that there is a possibility that you can play as Luke on the Rebels and you play as Darth Vader on the Imperial side.
Nice.
As long as you pick up the little icon in the map, if you find it, there are power-ups like
got to pilot a TIE fighter, TIE interceptor, ATST.
What's the detail like in this? I mean, just like, is it what you would think it would be? I mean, just
trust me, it looks gorgeous. It looks just straight out of the
EA
movies, like,
didn't
perfect.
F it up then.
They didn't F it up in terms of the graphics of it,
or they just
performance
putting something out.
I'll tell you, I was playing on the PC end. I'm playing, for the nerds out there, on a NVIDIA GTX 770 i7 3770K, about 3.5 gigahertz with 16 gigabytes of RAM. My memory card does.
Nerd.
I was running at a solid 60 frames, no hiccuping whatsoever on there. So it ran really well, especially kicking at that.
Certified.
Gorgeous. Options menu, you got everything that you need in terms of options. They do have like colorblind modes, different key bindings as well, different resolution options I saw. I don't know if it goes to 4K or any of that crap because my computer doesn't do that.
Okay.
I thought it was cool, just the in-between screens loadout. It was just random little pictures.
Just pictures. That's only concept pictures.
Now my background is Boba Fett and the other things and ATST just sitting there chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, they did it. It's a more simplified menu, shall we say? I want to say, but a lot of it feels very streamlined is the best way I can think of it. It's stripped down, streamlined. It's like, here's what you need to do. Multiplayer, survival mode, go. And with this going to be a $60 game, that's what's going to become down to people's price point, because this is just a multiplayer game. There's no single-player campaign to this.
I would have liked that. I really would have.
That could be, liked or somebody with that. Do keep in mind, EA has already announced that there's going to be $100 worth of DLC going to be released for the game, which I wouldn't be surprised.
EA Sports, we take your money.
Which I wouldn't be surprised of them being going out there and saying, because at the moment this is just episode 4 through 6 level, and there's no
pod racing.
There's no dark years.
There's no dark years. Yeah, it's just that, or who knows if maybe down the line. The only thing they're bringing out one map that'll be available if you pre-order it. Release.
Jakku.
Yeah, you get that. They'll have they have that to showcase off because movie tie-in.
What a great way to sell that game. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what they're doing. Again, how many maps are going to have off the bat? There's no space battles, so maybe down the line we'll see. I was worried if there was going to be microtransactions because in the card menu, some of the cards are not cooldown based, but they're on charges. You only get so many charges to it. You can get charges just by playing the game. When you run around the map, there are icons that have charges, or you can spend the in-game currency which you get at the end of the map based on your performance, which you unlock, to buy the cards and all, but you can charge up the cards, quickly with that.
We don't take your credits here.
So I worried if maybe a microtransaction might come in there. They've stated there is going to be no microtransactions. Here's hoping that stays true. But it's EA and DICE, so I don't hold my breath, but that's what the developer's saying.
Point blank, it was a very, very tasty appetizer, which has me wanting to invest in the main course.
It gave a good tease of like, here's what to expect. It ran solid. It felt solid. It looked like a Star Wars game. It felt like a Star Wars game.
Okay. Did they get the score right in it too?
Yes.
I'm hoping. Because it's stuck in my head right now. That Bottle of Health song right now. It really is.
It's
in
there.
All right.
Trust me, I'm
just going to go watch Empire Strikes Back and just make myself feel better.
Again, well, we're recording this on a Sunday, but you still have some time after this to go play it a little bit.
My fiance's in charge of the TV right now, and I have edited.
Hook it up to this TV.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
But yeah, I have a good impression of this off from first initial impressions from this.
Yeah.
We shall see when it actually releases if there are going to be server issues or stuff like that when it first releases, because
that was the thing that surprised me. For a beta, the server connectivity was actually pretty strong.
Exactly. So I was able to get into games. I only had maybe issues at like 1 or 2 times where it just couldn't connect to a match or it left me hanging, but that was like later in the night. One case where I had like a random error pop on my screen said insert decal or something was not visible. I was like, okay, that's a debug menu thing that just popped up.
You want me to put a sticker on the game? I'm just confused right now.
Yeah, it's a error coding within the debug menu that just popped up. But other than that, I maybe only had one crash, I think, on it. But other than that, it seems very polished so far. Mm-hmm. We shall see upon release.
So how much time do we have?
You have until November 17th, the release date of that game. So,
okay.
Yeah, so let you know out there. Again, EA and DICE, so keep that into mind. It's more like the streamlined. It's a lot of people I know have already commented. It's like, oh yeah, it's basically just Star Wars mod for Battlefield 4. I'm like, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, well, probably done better, I hope, just because of the fans out there.
Although compared to Battlefield, the buildings or the mountains and whatnot didn't take 12 years to load. It was just...
There it is, yeah.
That's good.
So that's a good thing, especially.
Okay. Moving in a different direction, not so good things. Today, couldn't help, didn't get to watch the game, of course.
Yeah.
You would have been better taking part in that charitable event that you were stuck at for 2 extra 2 hours.
I'll tell you why later that I wouldn't have. So, what happened, buddy?
Oh boy.
Let's put it this way.
We're referencing the Ravens Browns games. Well, if you want to call it a game.
Who was wearing their brown pants that day?
Halftime came up and I felt good. Momentum was.
This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Yeah, somebody crapped themselves, and it was the Ravens' defense.
Oh.
Now I left the house because had to meet up with a friend to get necessary tools to work on my car. Mm-hmm. So met him up at Glory Days in Glen Burnie. Great establishment. Love eating there.
Have one in Towson too.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
So I
they
get
have
there.
Brown stuff there too. I'm just saying.
I see. Oh my! That just hit me.
I'm sorry.
Oh my! And they say I'm not PC. My goodness.
You walk into the Glory Days and I think you see a Browns jersey and you're just like,
get out. But anyway, though, I sit down with them for a few minutes. I see Flacco score his second rushing touchdown of the day, leaping over the defensive line of the Browns, and it goes to 21-9. And I'm thinking, this is the Browns. We're up by 14 points. Well, no, not 14. James can't do math. That's okay. We're up by 2 scores. I'm pretty comfortable in our abilities here. So I go to get lunch from my grandmother, who I haven't seen for a few weeks. I get in the car, and with 4 minutes and 54 seconds left to go, here come the Browns, and they take a 3-point lead. I was like,
what just happened?
What happened?
Hey, what happened?
I just...
I just left for like 2 minutes.
I've been gone for 13 minutes. What just happened? So I get home in an obvious foul mood, and once again, though, Joe comes to the rescue. He and the offense lead us down into field goal range. Tucker comes on and boots a field goal, who missed another one, though.
One earlier, yes.
Which is kind of surprising. Now, of course, the wonderful armchair quarterbacks, everybody saying, oh, my God, if Tucker wouldn't have shanked that one, we would have won. This one's on him. And it's like, did you just start watching football 23 minutes ago? Because I'm pretty sure you're not correct. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a Ravens defense do this badly since the team first came here from Cleveland.
Ooh. Ouch.
I mean, this is heavy. There's that reference to weight again, Marty. I go back to the Denver game, and the one thing that a couple people have pointed out to me, and actually watching some replays, Peyton Manning is his most dangerous when he's out of the shotgun because he can see the whole field. He doesn't have to move. He doesn't have to crank his neck or move his billboard that's under his forehead. Oh. But with Gary Kubiak's offense in that game, he kept him under center most of the game, and that's why the Ravens had a chance. Josh McCown has played for 7 different NFL teams in the last 10 years. He looked like Brett Favre and Roger Staubach had a love child today. That's how good he looked against us. He broke the Cleveland Browns' all-time passing yardage in a game record today. 446 total yards of offense through the air for the Browns. I'm at a loss, man. I mean, offensive...
You made JR go speechless.
Yes.
He's flabbergasted.
Yeah. Offensively, it's fine. It's working.
Starting to, yeah.
Joe did not have a soul to throw to today because Steve Smith was out with 4 broken bones in his back. Don't think you're playing there. Crockett Gilmore, who still has the best name in the NFL.
Love it.
He was out with a calf injury, but
Miami Vice remix. Crockett.
Crockett gets the bus of coffee. So he was out, but it sounds like he'll be back for next week. Your number 1 draft pick, who I believe is as soft as a wet paper towel in those commercials for Bounty. He still hasn't even stepped onto a football field yet, but Steve Smith was actually wanting to play football with broken bones in his back. Shows who's got the bigger set of cojones on the team. So Joe literally had nobody to throw to, but we somehow still put 30 points on the board.
Well, we don't have Torrey Smith.
That's why he turned Talaferro and be like,
Oh, no offense.
We don't have Anquan Bolden.
No offense to Torrey, but he wanted too much money for what he does.
yeah.
Anquan, I'm still a little, why? No, I don't say that better. The general says that, but anyway. The offense, it's working. It's a little vanilla at times, but the run game's there. The receivers who have no business being starters in the NFL, but because of injuries have to be on our team, they're producing. The tight end talent that we drafted this year, we could end up mimicking the New England Patriot production in a couple of years. I'm putting that right now. Nick Boyle, 5th rounder out of Delaware. He was making catches and getting hit a la Todd Heap during the Kyle Bowler years, but he kept getting back up and saying, "That's it." And when Max Williams, the terrorizing ginger that he is, finally gets up to speed, I think that's going to be a Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski combo without the murder charges and without the STDs.
Strong words from a strong man. Captain Insane over there.
Yeah. That's a can of whoop ass. Courtesy of Captain Insano. So offensively is fine, but you look at this defense, I don't know if it's a coaching problem or what.
Didn't Dumerville get injured too? Did I read that correctly?
Dude, we lost like 6 people on the defensive side of the ball halfway through the game.
Yeah.
Webb had to leave. He came back. Will Davis, who was traded for Miami and had a great game shutting down Antonio Brown or Darius Hayward-Bay from the Steelers the week before. He leaves with a knee injury. Sounds like he may be done for the year. Dumerville leaves with a groin injury. Don't know the status of that as of yet. Darren Waller, rookie receiver, he leaves with a concussion. I don't know if this is just karma coming back to us for the Ray Rice scenario or something, but everything that could have possibly gone wrong for the Ravens this year is just, it keeps
culminating.
What happened? Did your balls drop off?
The brains might have dropped out of the coaching staff because, I mean, there was no semblance of adjustments once again. I mean, we go into the half, defense has been playing rather stout. The defensive line was insane. I mean, they made McCown have to earn every yard that he did. But it was like the linebackers did not suit up at all today. Every third down, no coverage on the tight ends. C.J. Mosley, who makes Pro Bowl in his rookie year, looks like he should be contemplating retirement today.
Is somebody going to get fired in all this? That's
what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean,
I think it has. The shakeup has to happen.
It's going to happen tomorrow morning, or whenever our listeners do listen to this. They come Monday morning.
Something's coming.
You remember
the wrath
something's coming.
You remember the Super Bowl year when we fire Cam Cameron midseason and Jim Caldwell takes over.
And it was a glorious day.
And everyone thought, "Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. We're holding the Lombardi Trophy or not."
Yeah.
I think something like this has to happen with the defense because there is so much talent on this roster to be playing this horribly.
It's the coaching.
Something's not right.
Play calling.
Like there's got to be a scheme somewhere in there that's not doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've got a defensive line that they are playing lights out. They're being coached correctly.
Yeah.
You've got a defensive backfield with your corners and safeties who...
Where do I go? That guy's going over there.
No idea. I mean, the guy who has been teaching them for up until last season had been with the team for, I think, about 6 to 8 years. And from what everyone's told me, he is the person who groomed Ed Reed to be the guy he was. He is the one who groomed Chris McAllister to be the guy he was. He was the one who molded the talent that we've had back there. and it's almost as if he left. The new philosophy is just
it's
gone.
Oh dear.
So point blank, I'd say if Dean Pease is sitting down in a chair comfortably today, he must have major hemorrhoids cutting off the feeling to his rump, because that seat is so hot for his job right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm speechless. There's no other way to say it. The Cleveland Browns are a better team than the Ravens right now. It's official. The skills on the defense, they've got stout guys on the outside. The defensive line, absolutely.
Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
I'm sorry, man.
I thought my jokes were bad.
It's not a joke. It's,
It's like a joke, JR.
The right side of the line was gashed repeatedly, and Forsett just kind of.
I'll say
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah. And he did get hurt too.
Yeah, at the end of the game,
his ankle.
You kind of wonder, not having Forsett there, did they not go for the run because it was.
They didn't have him.
We've only got the rookie. Do we really want to trust him? We'll let our defense handle it.
Need to say more.
Yeah.
So it just, and granted, maybe it's a lack of team speed as well, because Cleveland's wide receivers' average height is 5'10", and their average weight's about $175.
Yeah.
But their average speed is about 4.42 on a 40. Our guys couldn't keep up with them to save their own ass, and it's especially the fact so many missed tackles. It just.
How hard is it to just make a tackle?
I don't know, but after this game, I think it might be back to fundamentals for a lot of them, because it was so sad.
Well, I'm glad I didn't miss it. I'm sorry to say,
I'm sorry about the misfortune that caused you to miss it, but
it's probably better than you.
No,
Things work out for the best, JR.
Trust me, I was in that situation coming home from work. I'm just like, all right, in good mood. We're up. It's all be good. And then drive home, then turn on the TV, and it's just.
It was like Cliffhanger and Price is Right. No,
it's like
dead.
It's like Cliffhanger at the very beginning. Sylvester Stallone just drops the chick, and it's all over.
No. Sorry.
Yeah. Or Ace Ventura and When Nature Calls.
What about the animal cargo?
He drops the raccoon at the end.
Oh.
No.
Okay. So, all right. We have about like a good 10, 15 minutes left. Before I cut you off, is there anything else that you guys want to get to at all? No. Okay.
Good.
All right.
It's your spot.
Jamie sad.
Yeah. You were talking about suits and stuff like that, and I couldn't help but mention. See, I still want to do the transitions, but I don't have to anymore. All right. I know this is a rough subject because JR, did you see this movie? If not, then hopefully it'll be coming out soon that you can jump on our little bandwagon here. Ant-Man.
Waiting for Redbox.
Okay. Well, it's going to be spoiler. It's spoiler free. Don't worry. Okay.
So, man, you can. I don't care.
Yes, you're not worried about it so much. For any of you Marvel fans out there, I know we're very DC heavy. We're very James Bond heavy. While there's a James Bond article I still want to get to this first. Marvel came out of nowhere. We know how Marvel has its 5-year plan, so to speak, whatever. They have possibly every movie that you've never even heard of.
5-year plan with 86 movies.
Pretty much. Well, that's about to get
Shut up and take my money.
That's about to get shuffled just a little bit. Marvel came out of the blue this week and said, guess what? We're going to change our plan for Phase 3 slightly. We're going to have an Ant-Man movie, but we're not going to just call it Ant-Man. We're going to call it Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So
I
bring
don't
her
know
in.
what they're... Yeah, well, I can try to explain what the Wasp is, but JR, you probably have a pretty good idea. It's Ava Lilly's character. Okay. Spoiler alert here. Okay. At the very end of Ant-Man, they show Hank Pym, who has created a costume for his daughter, Ava Lilly, and it ends up being the Wasp costume. Okay. We know it's coming. The first female, first female Marvel character, superhero character to have their own partial movie anyway.
I mean, so ticked that Captain Marvel's not going to beat that.
Possibly a lot of other people are too. This is obviously going to have a big effect on, say, Black Panther, on Captain Marvel, because we don't even know who Captain Marvel is going to be. Last I heard, it was going to be Ronda Rousey.
I'm going to be honest, for a superhero movie, I could handle her delivering cheesy one-liners and just kicking ass.
And a Marvel movie, kicking ass, yes.
For a Roadhouse, like, 80s badass movie reboot,
again,
I don't know if I can handle
again.
that. But for Captain Marvel,
No.
I wouldn't mind seeing her in a onesie.
So Ant-Man and Wasp are set for release of July 6, 2018. What this does now is it bumps Black Panther to be released February 16th, 2018, and Captain Marvel getting pushed back to March 8th, 2019 from their previous November 2nd, 2018 release. So going down the schedule right now, it is Captain America Civil War, May 6th, 2016, Doctor Strange, November 4th, 2016, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, oh yeah, May 5th, 2017, Spider-Man, whatever, Ultimate, whatever, July 28th, 2017, and all those other movies and so forth, though, too. First, I mean, we're not big Ant-Man fans here. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I just read Box of the other night. I'm going to try to watch it later, Age of Ultron. And even that said, I told Bradley on the way up there, I was like, you know, my favorite Marvel movie right now, one of my favorites is up to date anyway, would be Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Everything about it was just done right. It was perfect. I don't care if it even followed the comic book. I know it didn't. That's fine. Nerds can hate me for that. Iron Man's, I liked the first one, and for some reason I like the third. Don't ask me why. I loved the original Avengers. Age of Ultron, just, I don't know, maybe we had higher expectations for that, whatever. I mean, I know you two are probably one of the very few that say that you love Age of Ultron better than the original Avengers. And maybe it's because of the villain in there, though, too. I don't know.
I
think that was the first time where as a villain you could actually sink your teeth into, and you're just... That's what that was missing. There we go.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Or maybe it was just more of the same in the original Avengers.
No, it was totally the same.
It ended up being the
setup.
Same.
It's a setup
thing over again.
There's the MacGuffin. The only difference was, we're facing an army this time, but then it was just one centralized being that it was just.
This is a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, here's your bad guy.
Here's your bad guy, but we're gonna make him fun to listen to.
Yeah, he at least delivered the Tony Stark humor in there too, and that's what he was there for, though, too. By James Spader, no less.
Yeah.
James Spader's great. It's just that, I mean, nobody knew really what Ant-Man was. They made a pretty good amount of money with that. Now you're throwing in the Wasp, and a lot of people really don't know what that is, but. At one time,
nobody knew what Guardians of the Galaxy was.
I think at one time you're just going to be like, okay, we're just going to keep throwing around these ideas, and just going to be like, it's not going to work out. I don't know.
I feel like Vince Vaughn pitched this, and he was just, now come on, you had Elton John. He was singing about Benny, but then all of a sudden said, well, why don't you give the Jets some love? And look what happened. It took them off. And now we're going to throw this Wasp woman in here, and it's going to go crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And just, Steve, I think we talked about this. Steven Spielberg made this comment. I think I told you guys about this, about how superhero movies are going the way of the Western. It's just like the flavor of the week and so forth, though, too. Zack Snyder made that comment. And it just seems like, okay, at one time, what is going to make these superhero movies unique about each other? Because at the same time...
When it becomes oversaturation of the market, and then you have to stand out
haven't we already come to that, though, too?
I don't think yet, but, I mean, trust me, I'm enjoying what we have so far.
I don't think we've oversaturated it, but it's the fact of you've already planned it out so just in the, like, this here, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they have a plan they want to get to, but again, you've never really seen anything like this before, shall we say.
That's true.
So
I don't think it's superhero movies for a long time, but it's just.
But once everybody else tries to do their own superhero interpretation, that's where you oversaturate the market. Not just Marvel, but other studios, essentially. And let's be honest, Spielberg, when's the last time he actually made a good film? Lately. Ooh, that's right. I'm calling you out.
Bradley Beal's on Steam. Just saying.
Deal with it. On Steam. Yeah, on Steam, call me out. He's probably like, what the hell's Steam?
Nobody knows what Steam is.
No, nobody listens to that.
Nobody listens to that.
He is going to hold that over your head for the next year.
Yeah, he is.
It's there. That's all I'm saying.
It's recorded on the internet.
Yeah, it is. And one other thing I did want to mention before we do part. Daniel Craig made this comment, okay?
Yeah.
And you guys are really like this. He pretty much made the comment saying, you know what? Obviously, their Bond movie comes out, believe it or not, in a month. We are 1 month away.
Pre-sales is already out there.
Pre-sale, and I already bought. Don't worry.
I know you did.
You knew that happened.
I know. The day he sent me a text, dude, pre-sales open right now. I'm like, you already did buy, didn't you?
Of course I did.
He texted you as he walked away from the ticket counter.
No, didn't have to. Did it online.
Still haven't.
No, it's okay. So there's been a lot of interviews, obviously, that have been coming out with Daniel Craig, and if you guys didn't know this, he got injured on set. He blew out his knee on there and had to be flown back to New York, or flown over to New York for emergency knee surgery on there too. He was producing this, and it's been a long project. It's been an expensive $300 million budget, if I'm not mistaken. It's been pretty big. Yeah. Probably the biggest Bond movie so far up to date, anyway. Now, having said that, and the reason I'm saying is that he's had so many different interviews is because they could be interviews that happen on the set that are just coming out now. They could have been interviews that are being done recently. When you get asked so many times about, are you going to be playing James Bond in the next movie when the other one is just finished wrapping up? Wouldn't you get a little tired of it?
Yes.
Okay. In an interview with, what was it called? It's called timeout.com. He was being asked this, and he said, do you care who plays Bond after you? He's like, look, I don't give enough. Good luck to them. All I care about is if I stop doing these things, we left in a good place, and people pick up and make it better. Make it better, that's all. He said that almost to a point that he'd rather slash his wrist than play another Bond movie and so forth, though, too.
He's fed up with Bond.
No, and I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, well, he's being ungrateful, he's being a dick, he's
tired.
The man is tired, okay?
I just blew out my knee. I just filmed this badass movie, and you're only worried about what I'm doing next. I'm taking some time off.
There's some actors that will be like, then they compared him to Tom Cruise. It's like, okay, well, Tom Cruise would never do this. He's always, being
Tom
positive.
Cruise
whatever.
is also crazy.
Tom Cruise can polish a knob, for God's sake.
Yeah, some will say that too. Daniel Craig is 47 years old, and he does a majority of like physical stunts, and he doesn't do all of them. He does have stunt actors on there too, but we're give or take 30. You haven't hit 30 yet, but you're close enough that you look 30. Don't worry.
Thanks.
I'm kidding.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. Bradley's 25. It's okay. He wishes plus 3. When even at the age of about 30, we get tired doing certain things, and what some like this actor could be doing in a James Bond movie. I mean, besides with the Bond girls and so forth, though, too, and drinking martinis, he's doing some crazy jumping scenes and fighting scenes with Dave Bautista. You get a little tired, and you've been doing it for going on about 9 years now, and so forth, though, too. You're bound to get tired. You're bound to kind of want to move on. You've done your part. You've tried something new with the Bond character, and maybe it's just time that you part your ways. You leave on a good note. It sounds like that's what he's trying to do right now.
Somebody else to go, here, you do it.
And he's like, when he says he doesn't give an F, it's just like, okay, well, why are you so worried about that? Ask me questions about the movie that I'm doing right now, and so forth. I don't mind, whatever. I mean, it's as a publicist, as being his publicist right now, and that coming out, I wouldn't want to be his publicist right about now, just because
damage control. BS.
What did he mean by that? Please tell us.
As the producer, seeing that come out right now, I probably wouldn't be too happy with that, though, too.
True.
But at the end of the day, you go back and you read this full article. He is very grateful for being given the opportunity to play James Bond, being criticized as he was coming onto Casino Royale for being a blonde Bond and looking nothing like the character. He's proved everybody wrong. Some people will say he's better than Sean Connery. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm not going to touch that one right now. I will still say, though, he has given us one of the best Bond performances ever, though. Okay.
Of a modern take.
Certainly better than George Lazenby.
Well, that guy's not an actor. That's funny. He's a scab. Anyway, though, but I will defend him just saying that some people are more honest than others in interviews. I think that's what he was doing. I think he caught him on an off day, and if he was given the opportunity, he might say, oh, well, it's just about the money right now.
This was like Christian Bale on the set of Batman. You just met him at the wrong time, and he didn't get his Danish.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. And, even Christian Bale said that at the time, he's just like, even they didn't even offer me money, but at the time, I'm just like, I'm kind of done with it. I'm through with that. I did my part. I'm ready to move on to something else because I don't want to be typecast or I'm just getting too old for this S and so forth, though, too. So just wanted to throw that out to you guys, and just to anybody who is a James Bond fan out there, go read the interview. We've posted it on our Facebook page, and really take a look at this and see it from his point of view as well, though, too. And yes, I'm a Daniel Craig fan, There Bradley, and yes, I'm going to stick up for him right there. Anyway,
we didn't say anything.
We didn't say anything. No, he just looks.
But I know what he thinks. I know what he thinks.
See what I get here? I get all this hate because he assumes from me.
Hey, now
he's like in that head of his.
Now you know what it's like to be engaged to me, right now, okay? Because that's
I never
you
said.
automatically assume.
By the way, I never said I do. Just to let you know.
You turned me down. That's why I'm marrying. Anyway, though, enough of my banter for the night. Recommendations for the week, boys. Go for it.
I'm just gonna be a shameless whore, basically, and say totally check out our Instagram page. Oh, I'm having fun with the pictures.
You
out
dirty
there.
girl.
No, but definitely, especially for those who we met up at.
Do you mind if I'm
Comic-Con.
on top?
Oh, God. Especially for the Instagram page, the ones we took pictures of. If your contact information I miss and you're able to put it up there, please do. I'm getting a lot of comments back from people who are just like, dude, it's this person. I'm like, awesome. So I can get there so that people can get out there, see the cosplayers' work and see their profile as well and see what other work they've done as well. And just awesome, jobs out there they've done because they put a lot of heart and effort into it. And just enjoying their time there. So that, again, if you want to go back to our recommendation from last week, Neil Cohen's Exit Zero, going through that. It's a simple read, but it's a damn good one, especially for doing a zombie apocalypse. And actually goes into details why these people act like zombies, actually telling you how it works and how it all goes down. Going through as well, picking up a little bit of Critters that I was picking up from the Comic-Con as well. Interesting one out there to try.
You don't think of like the 1984 movie Critters, right?
No. This is just more of
little gremlins on steroids.
But this is just like more of, flashy hero again. Girl just trying to figure out her powers and try to figure out how they works and her place in the world, shall we say. Okay. So something different out there to try.
All righty.
2 movies. First one, That Awkward Moment, Zac Efron, Miles Tellerman, I think.
Yeah.
His name
You're
is?
right. Yep.
Miles Tellerman and
Miles Teller. Yeah.
Played the Human Torch.
Michael B. Jordan, who's going to play Creed in the new.
Yes.
He's going to play Apollo Creed's son.
Three guys who wake up one day.
Sounds like us. They do a podcast in Baltimore. Sold.
Wake up one day and the one friend is facing a divorce, so they kind of make a pact. Jesus. You know what? We're all going to be single together, hook up random ass girls. Let's all get drunk. Let's go crazy. And then all of a sudden, one of them meets one girl, and then it's the domino effect. I don't ever endorse romantic comedies, but this one was kind of, dude, we've all been there as guys. Yeah. So it was like, I can relate to this. Yeah. And it was the typical, hey, let's get drunk. Dude, you're up. Check that hot one out right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, that's my 20s in a nutshell. So perfect. And also Vice. Not Inherent Vice, just Vice.
Oh, this is the Bruce Willis and
Bruce
Thomas
Willis
Jane.
and Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane looks weird in that. He doesn't look like Punisher Thomas Jane.
He was... I first saw him walk on, I was like, dude, is that Lethal Weapon all over again? That's Briggs right now. It's a pretty badass concept. Bruce Willis plays the head of this corporation who actually makes artificial intelligence robots to allow people to live out their darkest fantasies, be it, cheating or murder or anything else.
Wow.
Pay a price, go in here, do what they want. One AI gets away, and so it's him and his team trying to capture said asset. Thomas Jane is the kind of drunk, on-the-edge detective trying to figure out and take the corporation down. Local product, though, I never can pronounce this dude's last name right. Jonathan Shaich, or I don't know. He was in That Thing You Do as the lead singer of the band.
Oh, wow.
He was creepy good as the head of Bruce Willis's security force.
I know that guy was really an actor.
All he did was lip sync in that movie.
Yeah.
But now just I was kind of bored. Hey, let's see what this one is. Kept me interested, start to finish. Really recommend a Redbox on that one.
Okay. Very cool. One I kind of stumbled onto, and I watched it a while back. It's Dallas Buyers Club.
Great movie.
When I first saw it, I think I was such in a rush to get through the Oscar movies. I sat down last night, watched from beginning to end, and Matthew McConaughey really is a great actor. Okay. He was kind of himself in there to a point. It's about just Matthew McConaughey, it's set in the 80s, Bradley, and it's just Matthew McConaughey's character is this kind of cowboy and so forth, and he's doing all women, which is what you would think Matthew McConaughey would be doing.
Hookers blow booze.
If he wasn't married and had a kid, this is what really Matthew McConaughey would be doing.
Yeah.
But he ends up getting infected with HIV and has AIDS, and then he's trying to he stumbles on research about a drug that could help maybe possibly slowly cure the virus as well too, and then he creates something called the Dallas Buyers Club, where he sells memberships to this program where he's selling their legal drugs, but that he transports out of Mexico. But he's not selling drugs; he's selling memberships to get the drugs for a month or whatever. Jared Leto is in it, and I still can't wait to see him as Joker. Both of them got Oscars for their performances, well deserved. I was watching Interstellar this week in the middle of the night, and I want to go back and watch it because I might be getting back on that bandwagon just a little bit.
Oh, here you go.
I don't know.
I have a better name for Interstellar. I call it NyQuil.
Well, I did say it was in the middle of the night. The Martian's out there. Martian is still way better in all possible ways of that. But yeah, those would be my recommendations. So, yeah.
Oh, and also, before I cut you off, don't forget Miami Vice remix.
Well, yeah, the Miami Vice remix, definitely. Yeah. Well, I have to get through it first, though, too.
True.
So, but I will still recommend that, absolutely. And the Arrow Season 3 that I started watching.
Here we go.
In the meantime, find us at thebanteringbows.com. There you will find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And be sure to leave us that 5-star review on iTunes. You got some? Okay.
No.
But now, coming soon, check us out on arundelnewsnetwork.net.
Oh.
Gentlemen, have a great week. And everyone listening, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Here you go.
Say what?
Hey there, folks. Do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bows. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheBanteringBows. Thank you, and deuces.